Traditions. So by a show of hands, how many people here have had a relative pass away within the last, let's say, 10 years? So a lot of you. So many of you know what it's like to lose someone that's close to you. You can probably remember some of your greatest memories with that person. You know, maybe you guys would always go somewhere specific, or you had like just something that was only could be shared between the two of you. In my case, that was my grandfather, who passed away from pancreatic cancer on March 31st, 2008. My family and I would visit him every summer in his hometown, Falls Church, Virginia. And every time we would go to this Italian restaurant called Pistone's Italian Inn and Diner, and we would eat the same dish every single time, the fettuccine alfredo pasta with shrimp and chicken. To this day, we still go every summer and visit Virginia, and one of the main things we do is go to that restaurant so we can relive old memories of going to that restaurant with our grandfather. My grandpa was a very typical, how can I say, like American grandpa. He drove an old beaten down car, which was eventually passed down to me. He spoiled me and my siblings. He always gave us money, like when our parents weren't looking, he would like sneak, he would just like sneak it in there. And he always made corny jokes that, my mom thought were always really stupid, but we always thought it was really funny because we were just little kids. And we would always go to Pistone's, who was named after the owner, Joe Pistone, who was, a family man himself. He created the restaurant, and he also unfortunately passed away from cancer a year before my grandpa died. I've had many fettuccine alfredos at many different restaurants throughout my life, but I can honestly say that this is the best fettuccine alfredo I've ever had. I don't know what was different about it. I don't know what he did. I'm thinking maybe it was the sauce, the Alfredo sauce. I'm thinking that maybe he made it himself or something. I really don't know, but for some reason, I just felt it was better. I can honestly say, if I had known about the app Yelp at the time, I would have given it a 5-star review. And I have done it before, but if I could have done it back then, it would have been a lot better. In fact, if you go on Yelp right now, you'll see it has a 4-star rating, just because even though it's just a small, family-owned business. And my grandpa was very good friends with Joe Pistone, and they would eat at his restaurant every Friday night for over 30 years, ordering that fettuccine alfredo every single time. The best part about seeing my grandpa, though, was that he was always happy. He was always smiling, and that was the best thing. He loved seeing us. He loved when we visited. In conclusion, my grandpa was a very simple man, and whenever we visited him, he always showed us a good time. He knew that, his time was running out, and that he wanted to spend, his last moments with us and he was always smiling till the very day that he died. And to this day, we still go to Pistone's every summer, enjoy ourselves with quality food and conversation, because we know that's what he would have wanted us to do. Thank you.